guys, and it's your girl Ifelowa, and I'm here to give you the latest gist on the Big Brother Naija Season 8 All-Stars edition. And I want you to grab your popcorn, your chips, your soda, your Pepsi, anyone you choose. Just sit back and enjoy this banter. Ladies and gentlemen, and we are back again. Remember I said we're here to talk about the Big Brother Naija All-Stars season. So yeah, let's get right into it. So starting with when the announcement was first made about the season 8 coming up, and then they were like, it's the All-Stars edition. I'm like, All-Stars. Until we started seeing the likes of Parrot, White Money, CC, Alex, Uriel from the past seasons who have actually gone through that process or been on the reality show. And dawned on me, was like, All-Stars, okay, let's get this. And come to think of it, these people are already built their fan base, and they're already popular. They've made their name for themselves. So this season the competition is going to be harder and tougher, and we're going to get right into that. And seeing the stars as they've all made a name for themselves, with their fan bases, they've all blown. Their money has increased from when they were in the house. They are all big right now, and even their popularity has increased. So coming into the house again for another competition is going to be way tougher, because everybody is in the big league. Nobody is small anymore. And they're all struggling for 120 million naira grand prize at the end of the show. Now we'll see who is going to win this season. Princess, of course, during our last season, Princess was also evicted, almost immediately, which she didn't have enough time in the house to showcase herself, and it has happened this season again. And a lot of people weren't surprised why a lot of people were, because this season she actually projected. She was speaking more, but still on the minimal level more. But now she's out. She was voted by the eviction jury with this twist. So during the Sunday live eviction show, Big Brother made it known that there's going to be a twist, as there would be an eviction jury. So these jury members are specially selected, and they will be available at every eviction show to evict one housemate from the house. And this housemate they'll be evicting is one with the lowest vote. And actually the viewers are going to vote, but the two housemates with the lowest votes are the ones that the jury is going to determine who is going to stay and who is going to go. Now, during the Sunday live eviction, the jury actually chose Princess to be the one to be evicted from the Big Brother house, but the statistics showed that Shay had the lowest votes. Princess was actually higher than Shay. But what can we do? It's all in the hands of the eviction jury members. And this has actually caused quite a lot of reaction from people, from the viewers, who thought it was actually unfair for Princess to go if Shay had the lowest votes. A lot of people, kept, buzzing, their comment section. I was like, no, Shay has to go, Princess has to come back. But the deed has been done. Princess has gone, and, Big Brother already said there are going to be a lot of twists in this season, and that is one of it. I kind of support it, even though it's not fair. It's part of the game, it's to make it interesting for the viewers to watch. So after the eviction show, the remaining housemates in the house have been on their toes, trying to keep themselves in the house. Everybody trying to gain immunity, putting in so much work to win the HOH game or finding the black envelope, which gives them immunity for the week. And so for this week, Ike won the head of house game. And actually for the black envelope, no one actually found it. And from the Pardon Me Please, which they always do, where they nominate an housemate to gain immunity from the live eviction show on Sunday, Fraud was actually the winner for this week. He was very ecstatic. He was happy to see, and Fraud was crying. He was all emotional, which Fraud actually won, because he gained, pity from the housemates. They just wanted to keep him in the house, and most of the nominations, pointed at, Fraud, and he won the immunity for the week. The funny part is where Kid Wire actually thought he was going to win this immunity, because he thought most of the housemates were going to vote him. So here's what Kid Wire did. Kid Wire went around to all of the housemates, please vote me, please vote me. We actually promised some of the housemates holidays outside the house, or dinner, or this, which some of them he actually promised to give them money the money points they actually use in the house to win their wager and the rest of the stuff. And he actually paid some of them to actually nominate him, but they stabbed him in the back. I can't believe it. They actually did not vote Kid Wire. I mean, during his diary session, he was analyzing to Big Brother that he was very sure that I was going to get most votes from Cross, from Shay, from Tolani Badge, from Uriel. So he had them planned. He was like, oh, this one tick, this one tick. And it was like, after he had fraud, he was like, oh, so this is how Z, yeah. I'm like, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I actually enjoyed Kid Wire's diary session because it was funny. I'm not even going to lie. Because he kept lamenting. He was like, these people, Big Brother, these people. I'm like, which people? Because you're also plotting against his housemates. So you get what you get what you put out there. So yes, because Kid Wire is also part of the people who are plotting to get the female housemate eliminated one by one by disqualification, with Grandmaster Parrot. Okay, I'm going to get into that one. This is like the gist of the century. So remember Parrot, right? Gathering the guys in the lounge, some of them, Kid Wire, EK, Cross, gathered them in the lounge and was like, okay, he has a plan. You know, Parrot, right from his season where White Money was there and Maria, Parrot was the king of instigation. Hey, Parrot, master planner. But he brought it to this season and it's harder ×2. Parrot is not having mercy on anybody. So he brought the guys around and was like, oh guys, okay, let's sit down and talk about this thing. These females have been fighting and fighting, like they have no single self-control. Okay, so we should do this. Whenever they're fighting, nobody should come in their way. Let them fight, let them get disqualified, let them get a strike till they get disqualified. So I think this idea came to mind when Cece and Alex were actually fighting, because they remember from the previous season of Cece and Alex where they had, you know, unending feud. And they were like, let them continue this season, let them get disqualified. And I'm like, okay, wow. Don't hate the player, hate the game again. Because once again, I say these people are all stars and it's gonna be tougher. So anything to win that 120 million naira grand prize, people, the desperation for me, nobody can tell me anything. So yeah, and you know, their plan was initially with Cece and Alex, but you know, it didn't happen, right? After the Saturday night part. And they thought their plan was going to flop because it wasn't, you know, Cece and Alex. But still their plan went through with Cece and Ilebaye, as Ilebaye actually had physical contact with Cece while the argument was going on, and it was heated. It was extremely heated that even when Cross went in the middle of them, Kid Wire came from nowhere and was like, bro, get out of there, blah, 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 blah. Like, he aggressively pulled Cross because he was like, bro, that's not what the plan, that's what the plan was. Like, let's leave these girls to fight, let them get disqualified, you know. And their plan actually worked because Ilebaye gained double strike in a day by Big Brother. Like, I actually feel sorry for her because, you know, she has had a series of bullying in the house by the older housemate. You know, she's the youngest, you know, the Gen Z baddie and all. And, you know, Doyin has always had her back, you know, throughout this whole thing happening because they're actually in the same season, and Doyin was like, oh, let's have each other's backs. It was even emotional for Doyin because she started crying in the diary room that they are bullying her, they are doing this, and they even started calling Doyin godmother as far as she's protecting Ilebaye with her life. You know, and Doyin is not this free-spirited person. She's, you know, just more conceited. And she wants Ilebaye in the house because she's actually the only person she can talk to because they've been in a previous season together before. And then this whole fight, I feel like it's centered around Ilebaye, you know, talking to Doyin anyhow. And Cece came in between and was like, oh, is it the same girl that's fought for you, that's done this for you, you're doing this to her? And, you know, Ilebaye started crying and Cece was like, oh, stop with the crocodile tears. Nobody's going to pity you. That's where the fight started. And they started shouting at each other. That it got so heated that Ilebaye pulled Cece by her hair and almost even strangled her before they actually got separated. which they actually didn't want. But at the end of the day, she still got the strike. And she also did the same thing to Doyin. I feel like that's the reason why she got a double strike. And Cece was also issued a warning by Big Brother. Along with that punishment, while other housemates were, participating in the HOH game, they were ordered to cook for the entire house, chef duties, and they were in the kitchen, all day cooking for these people. And yes, that was the punishment Big Brother gave them, because they're like, this attitude you put up, you guys must be disciplined in this house by force, by fire, Yeah, and it's wonderful to see these housemates struggling, because the hustle is real. The hustle is real. 120 million naira at stake, guys. 120 million naira at stake. So, everyone is here and there, with a lot of emotions flying around, the betrayal, disappointments, fight about their wager task, or their wager money, or how they are meant to spend their wager money. Even though some of the housemates take, there's a twist to it, because they actually have money points coins where they stake money for their wager task. So if they win the wager task, they get their wager, right? And then, some of the housemates who actually stakes lower than some housemates are now, giving this, we are all equal, we'll eat anyhow, we'll do anyhow, If there were some housemates stake lower than some other housemates, and they're like, everybody's going to eat the same thing, everybody's going to eat the wheat and all of that. And so it has caused a lot of fights, they're fighting back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. In fact, Big Brother is causing a lot of emotions again with his parrots that started talking.
I was liking that bad idiot Kid Maya before, but I don't like him anymore.
At first, nobody really noticed this parrot was even in the house, even for the viewers, because everybody, when they started talking, everybody was like, was this parrot always there? Someone was like, it was always there, but they thought it was decoration, until the parrot started talking, and it was spilling what EK said about Venita. Because I remember when Ike was having a conversation with someone, I think it was White's money, and it was like, that he makes his most money from organizing parties, with his friends, having the big guys of Lagos, and they give him conditions of attending the party if he invites the Big Brother Niger girls, and he invites them. That even Venita knows how many times he has called her for that kind of thing, and the things started spilling that, and everybody in the house gathered and was like, and when the parrot said it once, then when it repeated itself, everybody started calling Venita, Venita. And then when Venita heard it, she was like, she was so shocked. Even though she couldn't even picture it, I was actually expecting there to be a fight. Unfortunately, there wasn't. It pained me. It actually pained me, because that parrot is meant to cause commotion. We almost agree that that's the highlight of this Big Brother reality TV show. The fights, the emotions, the bass. And yes, that is for today. That's all of the gist I have for you. I want you to tune in next time to hear more of this gist, coming up. Let's have a good time together. See you guys next time.